Hello, fitted parents, and welcome to the short video where we are going to go over an overview of this month's topic for the Fide Heart and Soul lessons. So I'll just give a quick overview of what's going to go on in this lesson. So the topic is baptism. All right, so we're starting over our issue. All right, so this is a new season of Fide. Right, so we made it through a year. We're starting all over again. So we're gonna go over the initiation sacraments and go through those just so your kids can start preparing to receive the sacraments if they're of that age. So it's important that they know, first of all, the first sacrament that they get into in order to receive the other sacraments. All right, so baptism being the first sacrament that makes you a member of the church. All right, so it's important that they know that. Even in the interviews, I may ask a couple of questions just to see if they understand, that baptism was the first sacrament that they needed to enter the church. So just pay attention to that. So it is important that they do know what the sacrament is and know about it at least a little bit. All right. So as every other lesson, we're gonna go over this video where we kind of just go over an overview of the lesson. All right. So in this one again, only 2 lessons for this month. Baptism. So the 2 lessons are gonna be on what is baptism. All right, what does that do for us? And the second one's gonna be on the symbols of baptism, like why do we use water, why do we use oil, the white garment, the candle, all those things. Which it'll be good for kids because that's what they see when they go to a baptism. They see the symbols and they're like, okay, so that's a little bit more engaging for them to look at it, to see why we use those things. All right. As usual, there'll be age-appropriate Bible studies. There'll be hands-on activities, family challenges, comprehension assessments. And if it's possible, if I find good material, there'll be diving deeper sections in these sections. But I don't want to make diving deeper sections just for the sake of it. I want to give you good material to work with, and if I don't find it, it's probably best not to do it at all. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and go through it. So lesson 1, as I said, is on what is baptism. As usual, you have the symbols that kind of tell you what's going to happen in each part of the lesson. The objective is to know what baptism is, understand why we need baptism, and to know the 3 things that baptism does. All right, so those are important that they need to know. So just pay attention to that as you're going through it. Make sure they're understanding those 3 objectives. All right. This is going to look a little different between the K through 5 lessons versus the 6 through 8 lessons. But it's the same format. It's the same two lesson titles. But obviously I'm going to make it a little bit more age appropriate for the 6th to 8th graders versus the K through 5. All right. So just make sure you be aware of the materials section. Again, if you don't have these materials, just let us know. We'll be happy to help you find them, or even order them for you if it is possible for us to do so. All right. Discussions, make sure you're open with discussions. Don't make it unnatural. All right, if you want to change up the wording a little bit or even change the wording entirely, that is perfectly fine. You know your kids best, so make it suitable for your kids. Have a conversation with them. All right, so that's what the discussions mostly are. Is just to have a conversation with your kids about that topic and just see where they are. All right, and if they are, don't know anything about the topic, that's perfectly fine. All right, start there. All right, if they know a lot, start there. They know a little bit, fine, start there. You know your kids best, so it's important to have those conversations. Just to find out where your kid is, so you can go either slower in these lessons or a little faster, or however you see best. All right, videos. So for the kids, they're gonna watch a Brother Francis episode. All right, that's a whole episode where Brother Francis kind of gives an overview of baptism. So it's good for them to have that before you go into deeper conversations. So they have oh, this is what baptism is, right? All right, now we can go a little bit deeper. It's a little fun way to get them engaged on those topics. So you do need formed for that, which you have. Everyone in Sacred Heart has access to form. Just look at the footnotes on page 4 to see how to access formed. It's very simple, and you'll be able to get on there pretty quickly. and I'll do a video discussing it. For the 6 through 8, obviously there'll be a different video, a little bit higher level stuff for them to follow. All right. But as usual, it's discussions. There'll be reading sections, so reading the Bible. All right, kind of seeing like Jesus' baptism and like why that's important, and him opening up the way for us, right? And then for the K through 5, you'll have these activities. 6 through 8, you'll have more like what are they called? Sorry, give me 1 second. They are called. Gosh, I'm going blank on the word. Study pages. All right, so kind of like review pages of the topic. Right, so it engages them more at their level. Sorry, I went blank on there for a second. But yeah, they'll have little like worksheets to work around with, so it retains more at their level. This is not. I'm not collecting any of these, so like again, take your time. Have them look over it. Play a game out of it. Whatever you want to do. If you do want to go a little deeper into it, let me know. I'll be happy to send more videos or more material for them to study. All right. And then the baptismal promise activity, that's actually for both K through 5 and 6 through 8. It's good for them to be reminded of the baptismal promises that they do. So it's good to hang this up somewhere in the wall. If the older kids don't want to do like the coloring and all that, that's fine. It'll be good to have those promises hung up somewhere so they're reminded every day of like what is their baptismal promise, what does it mean to be baptized in the Catholic Church. All right. Then lesson 2 is kind of following the same format, so I'm not going to go over lesson 2, but just so you're aware that's the format we're going to be following. Hope this is helpful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or your Sacramento accountability partner. They're here to help you. And if they want to talk to me, that's probably fine too. All right. And then other than that, yeah, we're preparing for the sacraments now. So just keep an eye out for the emails. The interviews will happen in October. Again, interviews are not necessarily interviews; they're more like conversations just to see where you are and trying to make sure your child is as prepared to receive the sacrament as possible. So it's more of an accompany meeting to see like, okay, you're not there yet, or you are there. If you're not there yet, we work on ways on how to get there so your child can receive the sacrament in the right way. All right? Have a good day, and God bless.